So today I am joined by, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Roseanna Murphy. I was on TikTok, but I'm not anymore.
Everyone was doing Doctor Who TikToks in lockdown. Well, all the Doctor
Oh,
Who nerds were, but I think they've tapered off and they've just died. But imagine Rosanna's still at the peak of her TikTok fame.
I got so many views for Sarah Jane. I'm not even joking.
Yeah, but that's why Rosanna's here today, because she is the resident Sarah Jane Adventures expert, as proven by the magazine.
Volume 3.
I found the second part. What part's that? Third?
Yeah, so the first one's got like a picture of her, and she's like, and then it's got her signature, and it's like, oh, Elizabeth Sladen, and it's written in gold.
Well, I mean, I tried to find every form of Doctor Who magazine with Elizabeth Sladen on for research, and then basically used none of it and just used Google anyway.
Yeah.
But they're cool props to have, so we've flexed them so that people
Yeah,
know we are real
it's
fans.
like, guys, we are real true fans. Like, we're not just
Exactly. See,
shouting.
even the mugs on brand, Doctor First. But yeah, today we're here to discuss the Sarah Jane Adventures. And yeah, well, I guess we'll just start by jumping right back. What is your first memory of the Sarah Jane Adventures?
Well, I feel like everyone watched it. Every single, like, it would be on a Monday or Tuesday, and you'd come back from school, it'd be like 4 or 5 o'clock, and then everyone would watch it. You remember, like, recording stuff? So I used to watch it on, like, Virgin Record all the time. So just the start of it, all of it, really.
See, I have a confession here, right? I never actually watched any of it live.
No, you're a fake fan.
Disgraceful. But I got it all on I think there were two box sets, like one of the first couple of seasons and then the later ones. But I watched it all on DVDs after it had aired. And I think it would have been like 2012. So it was after the entire thing had already done. But I remember
So you didn't breathe Elizabeth Sladen.
Well, this is the thing. Back in primary school, everyone would always talk about it. And I'd never really watched it. Like, I can't lie, I never watched too much CBBC growing up. But then I sort of
did you just have Disney Channel and have money?
No, I never watched Disney Channel. I was just Cartoon Network or old shows. I'd be watching like Bagpuss while everyone else was in the 21st century. But yeah, no, it was such a good show. And I remember there was a point where I'd argue, it's probably the same for you, I actually enjoyed it more than Doctor Who.
Yeah, definitely. Especially, when Matt Smith came in and everyone was like, I don't like Matt Smith. I'm like, no. So I think it was because we were kids at the time. So it was aimed for us.
How old would we have been when it was airing? Because
you're older than me. So it came out in 2007. So yeah, but I remember 6 and 7 is like perfect Doctor Who age in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the good thing with Sarah Jane is it's what they did so well with the OG revival of the Whoniverse is it appealed to kids perfectly because Doctor Who was still a family show, but Sarah Jane Adventures was very, very kid friendly without talking down to kids. I think that's one of the best parts of the show is you can still kind of watch it today. I mean, we've watched it as a Discord group many a time recently, and don't get me wrong, some of it is not aged the best and it's a little bit cringe in places, but it's a kids show.
I think the reason why a lot of people our age watch it is because our parents are the age that Elizabeth Sladen, they were kids when she was on Doctor Who, so it's like they're going to watch it anyway, and then their kids are going to watch it.
Yeah, I mean, Elizabeth Sladen's legacy is insane. Like, I think she was the Doctor Who companion of the classic series.
So good. I love her. I absolutely love her. I think she's such an icon. And
as we can see from the Elizabeth Den book, as we call it. Because if you look behind Rosanna, you cannot, it just looks like it says Elizabeth Den.
It does say Elizabeth Den, and now our group call her Elizabeth Den.
I'm assured, despite not being able to see it, apparently it does say Sladen on it, not just Elizabeth Den.
It's just written on her, and she's wearing a white top, and it doesn't make... Whoever created that, I'm not being funny, you need to get yourself sorted.
Yeah, no, we have beef with whoever created that cover. I mean, I think it's iconic, the fact that it just looks like Elizabeth Den. Yeah. Everyone's an Elizabeth Den stan now. But we'll actually move into the main topic of this video, because I've got the date written down somewhere in my notes. It was the 19th of April 2011 when sadly Elizabeth Sladen passed away.
Basically, what I've read in her book as well, and what her family have said, especially her daughter and stuff, is that she got really ill, and it was sort of like 1 month of her being ill to sadly her passing away. After that month, she was going to film more, but obviously she got very ill in a very short amount of time. So it wasn't like, normally when people get cancer, it takes quite a few years, chemo and all this stuff, but that was very sudden.
Which led to them only filming, was it 3 episodes?
The Sky episode, Curse of Clyde Langer, and then The Man Who Never Was.
My only memory of The Man Who Never Was, because I don't think I've watched that one in years, is just those weird one-eyed bald creatures.
They only drink citrus, they don't drink water.
It's such a weird episode for it to go out on, but obviously there was supposed to be more episodes, which they did actually release in, get the props ready, in the magazines. They speak about these missing episodes. So let me find my notes, because we've actually written down the synopsises of these episodes. Do you just want to... Well, actually, I'll preface this, right? There's Halloween specials, which there were 4 planned.
Yeah,
and
they never...
Yeah, they never did. And then there was one Christmas special. So do you want to take it away with the Christmas special?
So the Christmas special, which I actually don't think they were going to do regardless of her death, because Tom Baker, he hasn't really, at the time, he kind of retired from acting. He hasn't really done much since, obviously, because he's old. Not to hate on you, Tom Baker. Not to hate on you.
This is a Tom Baker hate-free zone. I love Tom Baker. But yeah, I mean, we've spoiled the main thing there. There was a possibility Tom Baker would return, which wild. But yeah, do you want to give the synopsis a little?
So, it's actually not in my little book of Sarah Jane. It's not my magazine, so I've actually had to search this one up. Okay, so this is a Miracle on Bannerman Road. It was planned for 2011 Christmas special of the Sarah Jane Adventures, inspired by A Christmas Carol. I think Doctor Who took that though, because they did it.
Well, I reckon that's got to be one of the reasons it never happened, because this is prior to her death. This is prior to like the Sky episodes, because this was going to be the introduction of Sky, I think. So I reckon Moffat was like, no, I'm using A Christmas Carol this year, because it would line up. Yeah,
Matt Smith's first Christmas was A Christmas Carol. With, he's from Harry Potter. I can't remember his name, but he's from Harry Potter.
Yeah, Dumbledore, whatever his name. Michael Gambon. Michael Gambon.
Yeah. So in this one, Sarah Jane would be shown her past, present, and future, like A Christmas Carol, and by a mysterious traveller, and that was supposed to be Tom Baker in his like old form. And I think that's what inspired the curator for the 50th, because it makes sense.
Can we just talk? How cool would that have been? I'm sorry, I think that would have been one of the best pieces of television ever. Just Tom Baker as the ghost of Christmas
past. Not even for the children, for the adults. Imagine being like, it's Sarah Jane and Tom Baker. Like, that would have been...
But that's the thing, it would have been such a good family episode, because the kids would be there for Sarah Jane, the adults would be there for Tom Baker, and you can get this like proper happy Christmas feeling. It's so good.
I think it would have been so funny, because if you watch the 70s shows, they have such good banter, and it's just, especially for the 70s, where I feel like people were very prim and proper, they were just like enjoying their little travelling life.
Yeah. Have you seen that clip? There was a clip going around relatively recently on the internet of Tom Baker confessing at a convention in like the 90s that he basically loved Elizabeth Sladen, and he's got like tears in his eyes, and it's so sad.
Bless him. I think, because he didn't get on with anyone else. So he probably got on with her and was like, well, why can't everyone else be like her? Because I remember he didn't get on with Leela, or I guess the producers at that time as well. Yeah,
there's so many drama behind the scenes stories of Tom Baker. Didn't he suggested at one point he wanted a cabbage as a companion or something, just like to sit on his shoulder? There's some wild story.
We know everyone hated K9. That's like every single person who's worked with K9 was like, F that dog. Like, we hate him. But
free up K9. I love K9. He's great.
I just think, even as a kid, I didn't really care about him, because I was just like, Sarah Jane, she's got a dog.
No. I completely disagree. As a kid, K9, even now, K9 just brings me so much joy. It's this stupid little dog.
That's why.
I built a K9, which doesn't really look like the show's K9, but I'm claiming it's my redesign.
Do you remember the weird Australian K9?
Yes, well, I talked about this in a video the other day. I've never actually, I watched episode 1 of that show years back, but like, we could do like a small Discord group reaction to the K9 series or something. Because is it not worth reacting to?
It's so bad. I mean, it was on Disney XD because I remember being like, why is K9 on Disney XD? That's
So
clearly
weird.
BBC.
It was foreshadowing though, before the Disney deal with Doctor Who.
Probably not, but I think because Disney XD is not a Disney channel. Disney Channel's good. Disney XD was like skateboarding. So yeah, we need to get back on topic.
Yeah, well, right, carry on. Christmas episode. Back.
So it would have ended up with the 11th Doctor delivering baby Sky to Sarah Jane's doorstep. The special was cancelled and then Sky was introduced. So I think that would have been such a nice thing.
Yeah. It would have been so good.
I mean, I hated Sky. I was like, that should be me, not that girl. I should be Sarah Jane's daughter.
Did you not think, oh, this is a nice, relatable character I can imagine it's me?
No.
You were just convinced it should be you?
I didn't care. I was like, how dare this baby turns into a like 9-year-old, comes along, and then she was so irritating as well. She's like, what does that mean? And then spark up something.
I thought she was quite a fun character. I mean, she never gets time to develop,
No,
really.
that's true.
And we won't spoil it now, but there's a big reveal about Sky, isn't there?
It was right to hate her.
That's set to make its appearance. But yeah, that Christmas episode, I think, is such a shame they didn't make it.
That could have been made as well, if you think timeline-wise.
And also, I'd have massively preferred that to the A Christmas Carol version we did get with the actual Doctor Who.
With the fish and shark.
Yeah, I've always thought that's such an overrated episode. People love it. People talk about it as if it's a great Christmas special, and I've never got on with it.
What's your favourite Christmas special? What should be like something crap like Doctor Mysterio?
Well, no, I can't lie. I do love Doctor Mysterio, but it's not one of my favourites. Well, no, it's one. It's up there, but it's not my favourite. I think it might be Runaway Bride because it's just so iconic. What would you go with?
Kylie Minogue, Voyage of the Time. It's just the way I used to watch that, and then I used to like go on my trampoline and like pretend I was falling like her.
I think, well, that's the thing that Doctor Who and Sarah Jane always did. I think it's so creative, and there's so many weird stories, even though it's low budget, that kids just in the playground, everyone played Doctor Who. It was like Doctor Who, Power Rangers, Star Wars, everyone played it.
Yeah. I used to play Doctor Who with my Mayas, and she wasn't very nice to me. She would always make me like the side girl. I was never the main companion. I was like Jenny or someone like that.
You didn't even get to be the main companion, let alone the Doctor. You were just...
No, I was Jenny.
As in the Doctor's daughter, Jenny?
Nope, as in Jenny, the one going out with the lizard.
What a character.
And you know what? She'd be Amy Pond, and then when Clara arrived, I was like, right, brunettes to the ready, Clara.
Yeah.
She'd be like, no, I'm Clara. Like, thanks.
Just offloading your personal childhood trauma.
Yeah.
Shout out to Maya Myers.
Be like, haha.
Everyone in the comments, start slating Maya Myers.
No, don't, because she's a lovely person.
I don't even really know who she is. I've heard the name. I know the name. And I think I know the face. I could put a face to a name.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't know. But we'll now discuss the other episode. This was going to be... Like, these ones were actually scripted and ready to go, ready to be filmed, but due to Elizabeth Sladen's passing, they were never made. And the first one, I think this would have been so cool. All these concepts are genuinely banging, right? So this is Meet Mr. Smith.
I love this one.
While the gang is in the attic, an alien named Osmo secretly releases a mutagen bomb that turns Mr. Smith into a human. There we go. That's the concept art of him. Now, wasn't he going to be played? The actor's
by
name escapes me.
Alexander, the guy from Pointless, who voices Mr. Smith.
Yeah, because I think I read somewhere online that they'd had talks with his agent, and he was basically booked in to do it. But obviously, the episode itself never happened. But as a concept,
he's actually been in Doctor Who quite a few times before. Anyway.
Oh, is that? Yeah,
the Pointless guy.
What's it called? The Doctor and the Widow and the Wardrobe. He's the dad, isn't he?
Yeah, he's the dad that dies but comes back to life.
Yeah, once again, what a step down from the episodes we could have had. If this guy played Mr. Smith, it would have been so much better than that random bloke.
I mean, he was a voice actor for Mr. Smith anyway, so it would have been And I just think I used to think about this episode quite a lot when I was a kid, and I was like, I just wanted someone with Sarah Jane in my little heart. I just think it would have been amazing. And also because you don't know where you stand with Mr. Smith. What was the episode where he was like evil and he was like, I'm a Psylocke?
The series 1 finale, I think, is because it's controlled by the Slovene or something. But
that is such a good episode. You know, Nathan, that little annoying kid who's like, meh.
Well, that's one of the things I love about Sarah Jane, though, because you've also got, I can't remember his name, you know, the bald guy that's like, the stars!
Oh,
and he's so overdramatic. There's some of the acting in it is just top tier. Like,
no, it's so good, though. Like, you've got to appreciate it. Because these are probably, like, trained actors, and they've probably worked their whole life.
Well, I think they're just having fun. If you got, like, if I was given I can't act, really, but if I was given the opportunity to go on Sarah Jane and just ham it up, I'd be there. It would be so fun.
What was that episode with, you know, when Elizabeth lived and turned evil, the Sycorax? Is that what it's called? Not the Sycorax, the lizard, the tongue guy.
Is he called Androvax?
Androvax! And it would make people evil. And just all the actors were like,
what's that? There's a line, because we watched that episode when we were in Cardiff the other year, and there's a line she says when she's evil.
She's like, so hello, old friend. she's like doing this weird tongue thing.
Anyway, right, carrying on with the synopsis for this unmade episode. He was going to be called Smithy, which I think is quite funny because it feels like Gavin and Stacey. But yeah, so he was going to be called Smithy. He was actually going to fall in love with Clyde's mum, which that's an interesting route to go down.
But then he would have went back into a computer.
Exactly, but that's the thing. At the end of the episode, there was going to be this big sacrifice. So, end of part 1, he someone traps Sarah Jane somewhere, whatever. And then the end of part 2, after he's fallen for Clyde's mum and they've got this little relationship going, he has to sacrifice himself. And then Clyde's mum's really sad. Oh no, there must be another way. But yeah, he sacrifices himself. He reverts to his Psylocke form, breaking Carla's heart. Before Osmo's that alien thing, is sent to prison, and he hints at Sky's connection to Will Leave You Hanging. Some evil force. But yeah, I think that would have been a great episode.
I think it would have been very grown up for Sarah Jane.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you know, anything involving Clyde's mum, you knew it was going to be a banging episode.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the thing. The show kind of grew up as the kids watched it.
Yeah.
Like, it got far more mature. Because I don't think the pilot episode, like the
Invasion of the Bane.
Yeah, I don't think it's that good. I can't lie.
Oh, you're joking. I love that episode.
I've always thought it's fine. But
it's so funny.
It's the Slovene ones that really get, like, I'm hooked. But Invasion of the Bane...
It's so funny. We were watching it at Artie's, and I just remember, you can insert this clip as well, where, you know, when she goes, that narrow-hipped female.
Well, no, that's the thing. It's Mrs. Wormwood, isn't it? Auntie Angela from Outnumbered is the villain.
She's so funny. No, but she comes back with a Sontaran, and that's a good episode, to be fair.
Yeah. But, to be fair, we'll talk about all these episodes in more depth later, because we're going to rank them in a little tier list thing, because that's what cool YouTube people do. But yeah, that episode, solid. Yeah. Do you want to give the next one, the next synopsis, a read?
Well, I'll give a little picture as well.
Whoa. Getting in with the Gavin and Stacey theme.
I can't do the accent. The 13th floor. This episode actually went on to be an Aliens versus Wizards episode.
Or a Wizards versus Aliens episode. No, you see, I can talk about this in depth because I actually watched Wizards versus Aliens and I remember this episode quite clearly, but I'll let you go through the synopsis before I start yapping.
Clyde and Clarny spent decades trapped on a fast-moving, otherworldly forest accessed through the 13th floor of a newspaper office where Rani works. Remember, she wanted to be a journalist. During their time, they become a couple, grew old, and have a child together. They eventually rescue what is that?
You what?
I don't know.
Just buffered.
Realm. You've just spelt it wrong, so realm.
Whoops. Imagine my spelling's correct. The
Yeah.
realm.
I was like, realm? Is that
Realm?
eventually rescued the realm, and the realm is destroyed, but tragically lose their child. Why is that a recurring theme in Doctor Who?
I think it's kind of mad. Like that, we were talking about the last episode being mature. Like Clyde and Rani growing old together, having a kid, then losing the kid. Then it's kind of like Narnia logic at the end because they revert back to their younger selves and lose all that life.
Yeah, that is Narnia. But then I also think that's very, what's that? Donna Nerville is in the library. Donna, and then she loses her kids. And she's like, no, like that's what she's.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Well, I think what's really interesting is it's not. I think it's the same with the original Russell T Davies era and Sarah Jane. It's not even the aliens that make the show good. It's the insane amount of character depth. Because already, all these episodes, the premises are really good, but the character drama that's happening under the surface is really what's hitting. Yeah, I think, because weren't they going to write Clyde and Rani out of the series at the end of series 5?
So the end plan was to have Sky in a new gang and have a kind of younger generation, while as Clarny, they would have went to uni and stuff like Luke did, because they've written Tommy Knight out of the last 2 series. Yeah. I love Tommy Knight. I used to fancy him so much.
That's Tommy Knight. We should get him on the podcast. Tommy Knight, if you're there, you're formally invited.
Yeah, so they've written him out to go to uni, and obviously like that's what Rani and because they can't be at Bannerman Road forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it would have been a lot of people say if she was still alive, the show would have kept going.
Yeah, well, I reckon for a good number of years, I reckon they'd have moved into doing like one special a year now or something.
Like Gavin and Stacey.
Exactly. But yeah, have you watched the Tales of the TARDIS stuff yet?
Yes, I've watched only the Joe Grant one.
Clarny's now basically official, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it was official in the show because they kind of, I think they reshot a couple of scenes because the last episode, they got together in that episode where the red and what's it called, yellow robots. That's a robot. So that's when they get together. But it's kind of this one makes it official. But they forget at the end of the episode. Yeah. They forget losing a child. That's so like WandaVision.
It's weird, but this is that I have watched this episode because they did it in Wizards vs. Aliens, but they didn't do it with like 2 same-age teenage protagonists.
They did it with an old woman.
Yeah, it was the actress who plays Captain Phasma and whatever her name is from Game of Thrones.
Wait, she's in... No, because she's a Slovene in season 1.
Is she?
Yeah, that's a woman. I swear, is that the same woman from Aliens?
It might be.
Margaret, is that her name? She's in EastEnders as well.
No idea. But she and the like Clyde equivalent of that series like fall in love in that forest. And I can't lie, I remember as a kid finding the episode boring, which is a shame because I think it would have been great in Sarah Jane because I cared more about the Sarah Jane characters. I also think apparently this is just returned to my memory. I haven't written down notes on this, so I could be wrong. But did you ever watch Wizards vs. Aliens? Yeah,
but I know it was written. It just felt like a Sarah Jane kind of.
Half the scripts were recycled because do you remember that episode that's basically just gremlins with the little blue creatures that multiply? That was going to be a Sarah Jane episode as well.
So good.
Which it's just it's such a shame that none of these were made because
I know
it'd have been amazing. But then, I guess that brings us to the finale.
Dun, dun, dun.
Thank you for the musical interlude. The Battle of Bannerman Road, which, right off the bat, what a cool title. Let's see the picture.
This is the Forest Photoshop picture, which looks so good. Doesn't at all look fake.
It's real. 100% real.
Once it gets to the spoiler part, this is look how sick that looks. Like,
that is very cool. Nice concept art there.
And then it would have seen. I mean, that house is so iconic. Like, imagine you see it get torn apart. Like, we visited it twice.
Yeah. Every time we've been to Cardiff as a group, we've just myself, Roseanna, and we've dragged whatever drivers we can find along.
Yeah, they do not care.
Just
Alistair was like, "Oh, the
house
prices," and then Abby was like, "It's a house."
And we were just like, oh my god! We got loads of views on it on TikTok, actually, because I remember you posted that TikTok of us two outside the Sarah Jane house, and then in my first week of uni, someone on my course came up to me and was like, they had the video, they were just like, "Is this you?" And I was like,
"I got so many views."
You need to come back to TikTok. Your fame is gone.
No, sorry, I've got a social life nowadays.
It must be nice. Anyway. The Battle of Bannerman Road, right? This was intended to be the final story for Clyde and Rani, final of Series 5, and as you say, it was going to introduce this new Sky and a new team of people in the coming seasons. But, yeah, it was going to be the return of the Trickster, and we were going to have the big reveal that Sky is the Trickster's daughter.
Dun dun dun!
That's terrifying. I've never seen that image. What is that?
It's hilarious. I saw it and I was like, look at that.
For context, if anyone's just listening to this podcast, it is a picture of Sky with a really weirdly, quite well done Photoshop of the Trickster's face just squashed onto her head. Oh, that's genuinely kind of terrifying. It looks like Slender Man.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Trickster is one of the best Sarah Jane villains ever, and rightfully so deserved a finale slot, I think.
Yeah. Well, I think they're the OG adversary of Sarah Jane, really. Like, if you've got to pick one Sarah Jane villain that is the best, it's by far the Trickster. And I think the Trickster should be in Doctor Who. Like, especially this new era.
They mention him all the time now.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, the last two episodes, like, there is the Trickster, the god of games. Or, no, what is he? Trickster, the god of tricks.
Mischief.
Yeah, something like that. But anyway, right, so the Trickster would return, revealing that he installed Sky. That's where this mysterious baby came from. A giant tower would erupt from Bannerman Road, which is what you see in that picture from the magazine.
I can't find it. There we go.
It would tower over London, warning everyone of this doom and gloom that's coming. The story would feature a showdown between Sarah Jane and the Trickster, both fighting for Sky's soul. The attics transformed the entire cast, and they mean this is like the Stolen Earth Journey's End.
Her little grandson, the fit one.
All of them.
Look, even, you know what? It's a wasted opportunity because I feel like Rani's dad should have been Maria's dad.
Should have been
Alan
dad?
Jackson.
Yeah.
Rani's, Alan Jackson was like in it.
That's the thing. Weren't they? They were going to return as well, I think.
Yeah, Maria and
they wanted literally everybody back. And as you say that, the parents of Clyde and Rani, they were going to find out about all of this doom and gloom and all the aliens and everything. K9 would be there, Joe Grant / Joe Jones, all of them. And it would have been better than Avengers.
Could you imagine if, like, what was Rani's mom called? The little Gita. Gita. What a little icon. She was like, I've got the flower business.
Blooming,
I don't know why she's
lovely.
like really gaudy.
Oh, but yeah, she's in Series 10 as well, isn't she?
Yeah, she dies.
Yeah, she has like 2 seconds of screen time in Series 10 and dies. And I've always thought, like, why did you not just hire a different actress? Because I know she's never technically been in Doctor Who.
England only has 10 actors, Joseph.
I forget. My apologies. But anyway, Sky would have evolved into a powerful entity, banishing the Trickster to an eternal prison. And this is actually technically canon because in the webcast Farewell Sarah Jane that was released during lockdown, these events are hinted at. And yeah, Sky is mentioned to have taken on human form for the rest of her life, which that's pretty cool, isn't it?
Good for her.
Good for Sky. She's living her best life.
Yeah, she's probably like, have you seen her Instagram? The actress that plays Sky, she's gorgeous. She looks like she goes on Love Island and stuff like that.
That's the real crossover we need. Sarah Jane Adventures and Love Island. Wouldn't be cursed at all. Oh.
I like the Big Brother episode, but like all the...
No, they actually could. Russell needs to write this. But what other reality shows would they do if they were doing that now?
Betray us.
Yes. But, that would be so cool. The traitors, but you actually die, and they're all in the
Yeah.
hood. And you could have the trickster be the one behind it, and he like takes off the hood, and then boom.
No, but like you should have the trickster, but with a Claudia Winkleman fringe.
Someone needs to Photoshop like that picture of Sky, just Claudia Winkleman with his face on. So that's what we need.
Traitors. You could do Strictly. I mean, Strictly's.
Yeah, you could do a dance to death kind of thing. What other shows are there?
Yeah, I'm trying to think what big reality.
The Chase.
No, Chase is crap. Also, it's got like Philip Schofield. It's not exactly going to do well, is it?
That's Bradley Walsh, not Philip Schofield.
Oh, is it? What's the one with the Cube?
The Cube. You could do like a Philip Schofield-esque, put the villain on an island and let them reflect. The trickster gets banished to an island and has to survive and reflect. And
also,
then
you can edit this out, but did you ever watch that Billy Piper show, Secret Diary of a Call Girl?
I've seen episodes. I haven't watched the full show.
Well, I have. And he is one of the clients.
And so's Matt Smith, isn't he?
Yeah.
It's mad. Oh.
So when I watched that, I was like, ooh, why are you with...
Anyway, right. That's the summary of our thoughts on the missing episodes, but don't go anywhere. Because, do you have any other final points on those episodes that were never made?
Well, do you remember this guy? They were going to explain him in the final episode and he was going to help Sarah Jane.
I still stand by. Eventually that guy is going to get explained because he returns in class, doesn't he?
Yes.
At the end of class, he's there with the Weeping Angels. And I suppose he's probably a different character, but also, no, canonically in my head, it's the same guy. But the shows just keep getting cancelled before anyone can explain who he is.
No.
But one day, maybe he'll be back in The War Between the Land and the Sea, and it will be left on a cliffhanger and get cancelled.
Imagine if Doctor Who was just cancelled forever. Like, it might happen, but...
No, it scarcely bears thinking about. It could be gone soon, and that's really sad.
Should we end our point on this gorgeous picture of Elizabeth Den?
Shout out to Elizabeth Den. But let's move on to ranking all of the Sarah Jane episodes. I say all, we'll see how far we get and probably do a part 2. Let us know in the comments if you want to see a part 2 to this video, because the Elizabeth Den book, as you've assured me, is full of trivia and stories of John Pertwee, etc. And I know exactly what story just came to your mind.
Wow!
Oh, right. So here we have our tier list. I've ordered all of these episodes in chronological order. Yeah, Invasion of the Bane. We've already briefly spoken about this, but where would you put it?
The greatest.
Would you actually?
I think... No, but I think it's so funny.
It's funny, but I don't think it's a great episode.
I think it's really good at establishing Sarah Jane.
But yeah... I suppose it establishes the show's principles and characters pretty well.
Yeah, and I think, you know, the scene where they go in the attic and Maria's like, wow, and you got this gorgeous shot, you put it in where Elizabeth saying like this, and she's looking up at the window, and I just think that is such beautiful, like a little, you know, you can see bits of classic Who. It's like this video, you can see TARDISes and Adipose, and it's just such a lovely love letter, that scene to Doctor Who.
Fair. Should we put it in fantastic? Because I'd put it in good, so we'll meet in the middle.
I would put it in good, to be fair.
Fair, yeah. It's in good. Because I suppose it is fair. It is it's a nice introduction, but I don't think it has the magic that the rest of the series has.
No, but let me put on my Sonic lipstick.
I think as well, when you're missing Clyde, the vibes aren't quite there. Clyde is he's probably the best character apart from Sarah Jane.
Well, he's the oldest one out. Like, he was 18 because he needed someone older. Because I think Maria's really good. Obviously, I think Ronnie's a bit better, but I love Maria.
Yeah, I always preferred Ronnie.
I mean, I don't know, because I love Maria's dad. I love Alan Jackson.
Shout out to Alan Jackson. Anyway, Revenge of the Slitheen. Where should we put that?
I'd say fantastic.
I'd say fantastic. I think that's the episode that proper gets you in.
Yeah.
I like this because also the fact that it crosses over Slovenia from Doctor Who, we've seen them before, ties a really nice connection, and they're the perfect villain for a kids show.
Yeah.
And I think the little one, the baby Slovene, I've always found
Oh,
quite funny.
and they, it's got such a lovely, I guess, message in the end because when Luke goes, when they all like kind of die,
Mm,
and Sarah Jane, like that's the difference between Sarah Jane, Doctor Who, and Torchwood is that she was like, I wouldn't want to kill them. He was a child, she just explains.
yeah.
Unlike Torchwood, who's like, "Blah."
I love the contrast between Doctor Who, Torchwood, and Sarah Jane. I mean, they address it in The Stolen Earth when they're all on the computer screen.
Yeah.
But yeah, right, Eye of the Gorgon. I can barely remember this one, I'm not going to lie.
I really like this episode because I like Maria and Sarah Jane, and I also really like Emma Thompson's mom. She's in it.
Is she?
Yeah,
Mad.
she plays an old woman who's like, ooh, Santarans.
I think, doesn't Alan Jackson get turned to stone in this?
Oh my god! And then his wife discovers his stone,
Yeah.
so she's like, "Sarah Jane's mad. She's got a stone on you. What the hell?"
That woman was gaslit so much.
I think Chrissy is the funniest character ever.
She's horrible though. She always really annoyed me, but I don't know if that's the point of her character. But
Yeah, I'd say okay.
yeah, I'd say okay. From what I can remember, it's nothing special. It's just fine.
It's interesting. I think it's different.
Yeah. Warriors of Kudlak. This I like this one.
Dear, this is such a boy episode. Like, laser tag.
Yeah. Well, I said well, actually, you did it with us not that long ago. We still play laser tag, and I'm pretty sure you were just running around going, "This is like Sarah Jane."
Oh my god!
Warriors of Kudlak. I have happy memories of it. It's one of the main series 1 episodes that I remember really enjoying. But
My
maybe
favorite scene is the guy from he's the main villain, the human villain. He was also in Waters on Mars because there's only 10 British actors. My favorite scene is where she's got our little Sonic, and she's gonna die, and she like flirts with him to like not die.
Yeah. Is that the one where she's like, "Oh, let me just put a bit of lippy on before I go"?
Yeah, and then she like winks, and then she goes, "Oh, it's so good, so good."
Should we put it in fantastic? Maybe good. Maybe good.
I put it in good. It's not for I feel like
it's
fantastic.
Not on the level of the Slovene one.
Yeah.
This one, I'm going straight away. The greatest. It's so good. What's it called again? The Whatever Happened to Sarah Jane Smith. That is such a good episode.
It's so, my favourite part though is when she goes, meant? Who said I was meant to die? I lived, didn't I?
But this is what I was talking about earlier with the camp acting in this show. It's so good.
I also think this is like, I guess because everyone thinks Sarah Jane's like a little weirdo who goes in that attic and like kills it. Like just everyone, she's very recluse until the kids come in. And this is like seeing if she wasn't recluse, I guess.
Yeah.
Like the
if she was sociable.
Yeah, like the parties, talking to neighbours, everyone loves her. Like Angela. And oh my god, were you not traumatised as a child by, the pier scene?
It's so well done though. Like it's really creepy. Well, not creepy, like I feel like the characters are in proper jeopardy.
Yeah. Like and as a coast girl who lives next to a pier. Oh
and that's the thing as well. It had like, I don't know, there was such a tangible realness to it. Like I don't know what it was. Just the music as well, and that's the Trickster's first appearance as well, right?
Yeah, and it's
so creepy. However, when we rewatched this episode not that long ago, it's so funny because there's the bit at the start where they're like in the park, and there's just a really crap. I'll see if I can put a picture on screen. Really crap version of the Trickster with like a hood that they clearly haven't got the wiring in. And he's just got it. It looks terrible, but luckily they changed it before the rest of the episode was shot.
The scene is so stupid.
It's just, but I think the skating scene, after reading Russell's book, The Writer's Tale, I'm pretty sure because it's Maria's dad skating, isn't it?
Yeah,
but he put that in because the actor said to Russell, "I can do this," and Russell was like, "Right, we're putting it in the show." Which, but apart from the start scene. Apart from the skate park bit.
I also think it's really lovely, the relationship between Maria and Sarah Jane. And she literally says, the daughter I never had. And it's like, oh,
Yeah, but that's what I was talking about earlier. The character work is insane, especially for like what's a kids show.
Yeah,
Like,
and this is the episode Alan finds out, and it's just such a like the way he fights with her because Maria disappears as well,
yeah,
and it's like the way he fights for her is so lovely.
it's such a good story. Yeah, but then we get on to the series 1 finale,
Dun,
The
dun, dun.
Lost Boy. Yeah, I'll hand over to you for the start because I don't actually know what my thoughts on this are.
I think it's as a kid I loved it, but as
Mm.
I think Slovene is so overused in the show, and I mean I find it very the parents they're so camp
Yeah, yeah.
where they're like Zynoc and they're like because he goes, but you're Finn, how can you be Slovene? They go, oh, it's this new diet.
It's so 2000s though.
It's and you know what? It was really the news broadcast and her going in the police car. That was so dramatic.
Yeah, but it is good. And I think as a kid, I think when you watch it back like older, it doesn't hit as hard. Like it's fun to watch and it's nostalgic, but it's not amazing. But as a kid, I think
Fantastic's pretty good.
I was going to say it deserves fantastic because it's not quite the greatest because it doesn't really hold up. But as a kid, it's such a good finale.
Like as a kid, the motorbike scene where she's like, "Got you!" Like, oh, I love that scene.
Yeah, and the whole Mr. Smith turning evil part is such like a cool plot twist as a kid because you're lulled into such a false sense of security. Like it's Mr. Smith. That's Sarah Jane, Mr. Smith, like those two are inseparable. And then he's this evil man of evilness. It's very cool.
And the moon as well.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, the next episode is
The Last Santa. Oh, this one's amazing.
It's a banger. I think the ending is so funny when, isn't it? The mum just clobbers him with her shoe or something.
Doesn't she say like "Hey shorty" or "Hey potato" or something like that?
Did she say Humpty Dumpty or something?
Yeah, and she's like
whack.
Gets a high heel. You know what? True icon. That's like Jackie Tyler right there.
Yeah, Russell was always really good at like creating parent characters, especially for kids to relate to, like family dynamics, because there were so many different family dynamics. And I think actually this is one of the things that's slightly lacking from season 1, like the new season with Millie Gibson and her family.
I love Ruby's, I love, her grandma's so funny.
Yeah, Cherry Sunday's great fun. But I feel like Carla doesn't have anything to do. Like in the finale, she just rocks up at unit and goes, "Oh no, this is scary," and then she's forced to leave. And it's like, give her, because there's no arguing. I like bickering. There's so much bickering. I
love the slapping of the doctor. Where's that gone?
Exactly. Instead, like Carla just doesn't seem to particularly care, and Ruby never argues with the doctor. No one argues with the doctor. We need arguments back in Doctor Who.
Oh. To be fair, I wouldn't argue with Shooty Gatwa. I think
I love Shooty. He's a king. But where are we going to put The Last Sontaran?
I think because it's Maria's swan song, so I would argue the greatest. And also, if you think it ties in so well with the Doctor Who last Sontaran episode, and Maria's leaving, like it's. And also, I think when you have a companion, they use Sarah Jane so well in this episode with her like getting so terrified of something because it brings back to the 70s. It's just great. Yeah,
it is great. And it's one of the things I love that Sarah Jane Adventures does is, like you said, when it brings back a villain and the kids won't know who it is, but the parents will. And Sarah Jane's reaction just sells it. Like in The Stolen Earth, when she hears the Daleks or when she hears Davros and she's crying.
Oscar for Elizabeth Den.
Shout out to Elizabeth Den.
Oh, honestly.
Might call this the Elizabeth Den episode.
Yeah.
And just confuse everyone. But
I just think, I would put it in top tier. It's very good.
Fair. Anyway, we then move on to an episode which a lot of people seem to love, but I've never really, it's fine. I've never found clowns that scary. But The Day of the Clown.
It's Bradley Walsh.
The chase is on.
You know what? He's really good in this episode. I'll give him credit because
it's weird to see him acting as not Bradley Walsh because like when he plays Graham in series 11, he's basically just Bradley Walsh. Whereas this is like psycho, weird, creepy, it type clown.
To be fair, I do. I love this episode, but I love the first episode, but I hate the second episode.
Well, how does it get resolved again? What happens in the second
Oh,
one?
they use mobile phones. Like they're like do 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 do, and then everyone like calls each other. It's very
It feels a little bit boomery, that.
Yeah, and I don't know. I think Clyde's really good. It introduces Ronnie. That's fun.
Yeah, actually, I forgot that. I love Ronnie. Yeah. But I'd put it in good, maybe.
I'd put it in good as well. I think it's iconic.
Yeah. It's not.
I mean, I really like this episode because once again, Sarah Jane's terrified and she doesn't know what to do.
Yeah. Oh, it's such a good show. This is making me want to go and binge watch the entire thing again.
I know, but then I'll watch it and I'm like, oh, this is...
Yeah, this is not as good as I remember. Oh, but anyway, speaking of not as good as I remembered, what...
You know what? I actually do really like this episode, and I understand why people don't like it.
I don't hate it. Well, this is the thing. I as a kid, I thought this lead guy...
I hated it as a kid.
I was like, he's a bad actor. But now, as an adult, I think how bad he is makes it one of the best performances of all time. He is like, the stars are opening. Like, what are you doing, man?
You know what I do
so
actually?
fun.
There's certain parts that I do like about this episode, and certain so all the little like crappy bits. But then when he's speaking to Sarah Jane like, oh, you loved a man, who's the doctor? And then it flashes back to like the doctor.
Yeah.
And then Geeta goes, "Oh, Sarah, you fell out." And then it's star signs, which Doctor Who doesn't really go into, but I don't particularly care about. So.
Star signs have always... This is a personal thing. I've never got star signs. I think it's silly. It's people judging other people on star signs. It's just,
I do imagine being like, I don't want to sound like a pick-me because I think if you do believe in star signs, good for you.
Yeah, I mean, all power to you. Like, Ncuti Gatwa is well into his star signs, and like, fair play, go on, man. Yeah. I personally don't get it.
I think I'm too much of a like pessimist for it. And I also think, I don't know, this episode, I mean, it's a Doctor Who should delve into it. I think it'd be interesting.
Yeah. Especially with Ncuti, because that would be something he'd be really interested in.
Yeah.
And he knows a lot about.
You can tie it to the universe, the whole, galaxy and stuff, it stars in it.
Imagine if this guy was the one who waits in Ncuti's series. You just get to the end and it's the god of... I think I'm going to I might put it in poor.
No. What else could go in poor? I've got one episode that could definitely go in poor.
Okay,
so...
well, should we go with okay then?
It's...
Oh, I'm so 50-50 because also it is quite funny. Like, especially it's one of my favourites to rewatch as an adult because it's so over the top. It's just so fun.
You know when Clyde's like, you, Sarah Jane.
Oh, what a show! Yeah, it's going in okay. I can't put it in poor. Mark of the Berserker.
Oh, I love this episode.
Remind me. I can barely remember.
It's about Clyde's dad. So Clyde's dad, but his dad is obviously not there for him. He doesn't have a dad. He's just sort of with his mom. And then he comes back and he finds a berserker, and he kind of he tells people what to do whenever he wants, but it kind of takes over and he gets like blue and stuff.
Is it the blue electricity? And then he has like a really expensive car or something, right?
Yeah, because it's the power of persuasion. So he's like, I'm going to buy that car, but he doesn't have money. So it's like, you're going to give me that car.
Should we put it in good? I can't remember it too well, but from what I can remember, it was quite a fun episode, and I liked Clyde's. I like whenever they do like family dynamic stuff. So I'm good. I
think I would put it in. Yeah, I'd put it in good because as a kid, I hated this episode.
Did you?
Because obviously, like I think I can't really relate to it. I have a dad. So that makes me sound such a prick. But as an adult, you can clearly see how, this would affect someone like Clyde. And you see the greed in his character and why he's not there. And it's really interesting. But no Sarah Jane.
Oh, my God. This is possibly the best episode of the series. The Temptation of Sarah Jane Smith.
Oh, it's so sad.
The trickster comes back. The parents, the English village in the 1960s, and then I love the bit where she like runs up to the police box, opens the doors, and you're right.
Like, goodbye. Oh, she calls us funniest little canon. She's like, I'm Victoria Beckham.
yeah.
And then Luke's like, I'm David Beckham.
Oh, yeah. Right. Temptation of Sarah Jane Smith. It's got to be the greatest. I feel like it almost deserves a tier above the greatest. It's such a good story. Like, it's so good.
Sad. And it's so cute. You see her get ready and it's like, she wants to go home and say, because, they don't, in the 70s and stuff, they didn't really explain companions' backstories.
Yeah.
Now you get a full family, you get a counsellor state, you get everything. But, they were just dropped on unit and went travelling.
Yeah. It's such a good episode. Yeah, I think it deserves greatest status.
When they say goodbye in the car and she's like running to the car because she didn't want them to go, but she has to. And
it's banging. It's banging.
That little kid as well who's like...
Is that this episode?
Yeah.
Isn't he's on TikTok now, isn't he?
He is on TikTok. He does cabaret shows for Doctor Who, actually. Is it Doctor... He does I think he might do the Gallifrey cabaret.
I think he's got like I swear, I might be thinking of a different person, but I swear he had like a London show or something, which is mad. But what an icon. But that's the thing, again, it's the performances in this show are so camp. It's brilliant. Oh, but then we get to the Series 2 finale and the return of the Brigadier. Yes.
So cute. And this is his last performance as well.
It is, isn't it? Yeah, because I swear he died like a couple of years after this.
He died a year before, like 1 year after, because he dies a year before Elizabeth Sladen. And then another companion, Romana 1, dies a year after Elizabeth Sladen, fun little fact.
Yikes. Those were a bad couple of years.
I'm such a nerd.
If you couldn't already tell from the memorabilia behind you.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this, I can't lie, it's not the best episode, but the fact that the Brigadier's in it, the fact that the Bane are back, and isn't this the one where they like invade the flower shop?
Yeah, and they also, and the Bane, the Sontaran, Mrs.,
Yeah.
And they also have the Stonehenge, I think. It's something like the Stonehenge. And it's not that good.
But also, it is iconic. And I love when he has his walking stick and it's just... Yeah. Should we put it in good or fantastic?
I'm going to put it in good because it's, they try and pop... It's like Avengers Age of Ultron. They pop everything in, but it doesn't work.
Fair. Yeah, because... there's almost too much going on. I'd forgotten about the Sontaran, and then you've got Sontaran and Mrs. Wormwood.
Fan wank, it's fan wank.
Yeah, but it deserves good. We're being blinded. Well, I'm being blinded by the fact that the Brigadier's in it. But as a kid, I obviously didn't really know who he was.
I was like, who is this old guy? Is he a boyfriend or something? I just didn't care.
But now that I've watched the classics, it's like, oh my god. It's the Brigadier.
And it ties to Kate as well, and it's quite nice.
Did you know, right, what's wild? I was going to make a video also on this topic, which is, as a fact, Kate Stewart has a scene with the Brigadier in that fan film from like the 90s. Well, I think, is it Downtime?
It's Downtime. Yeah, it's got Sarah Jane in it as well.
That's what I mean. How did they convince all these actual actors from Doctor Who? Like, the only canonical appearance of Kate with the Brigadier is in a fan film from the 90s. Like,
it's not even the main actress as well. I thought it was. It's not. It's she... Downtime's rubbish. It's also got Victoria in. I hated it.
I've never seen the full film. I might do a reaction on this channel.
I've got it on YouTube.
Perfect.
I was so obsessed with Elizabeth Sladen that I bought the film.
Oh, you are a nerd. Okay, right. So season 3, Prisoner of the Jadoon. Iconic. It's the one where she turns around and the evilness.
It's so not even that, but Geeta and Rajesh are so funny in this episode. You know what they're like? Geeta and Rajesh. Is that how we... Yeah.
I think that's how you say it, yeah.
They are exactly like Mick and Pam.
Yes, actually. Yeah, they are.
Like the BBC just recycle the same couple.
But yeah, Androvax in this is also played by one of the aliens from Wizards vs. Aliens, I'm pretty sure.
He's really creepy.
He's terrifying. And the Jadoon as well. Like, that was fun as a kid.
That was
All of it.
it's so funny, you know, when he's in a police car
Yeah.
and he's like, and then some like guy's like, and he's just like, what?
Oh, right. I think I'm tempted to put it in the greatest. Maybe
No,
just
I would put it in
fantastic.
fantastic.
Yeah, it's almost up there, but I think part of that is nostalgia because I don't know if your family used to do it, but we used to like I think like burn stuff onto DVDs, and this is one of the episodes
Yeah.
that I burnt onto a DVD, and I remember taking it
I had
on a school
Avatar.
trip on the coach. I was like, I'm cool. I've got this episode of Sarah Jane on a DVD.
I would have
But
probably bullied you.
no, you'd have been watching it. You'd have been on the
No,
coach.
because
Like,
I used to
whoa.
pretend to be cool. I wasn't, but I would pretend.
That's tragic. Let's
Even
get sympathy in the comments for Roseanna and her trauma of growing up as a nerd. But the next one, speaking of Gavin and Stacey, Barry Island.
Barry Island.
The mad woman in the attic. I don't like it, I can't lie, it's fine.
No, this episode I used to be obsessed with, only for one reason.
Did you?
Greg Sulkin is in this episode.
Who?
Right, have you seen Wizards of Waverly Place?
No.
Artie has.
Shout out to Artie. But
this is Selena Gomez's boyfriend.
what, Selena Gomez's boyfriend is Sarah Jane
Yeah,
Adventure?
so not in real life, in the Wizards of Waverly. He was like,
I was gonna say.
So every girl fancied Greg Sulkin. And he was in this episode, and it's so funny. And they've got like the mad woman in the attic, and they've got like Ronnie's really old. And
Yeah, I loved Ronnie's performance. Well,
no,
is
she's
her
really
name
good in this
Angita?
episode. Yeah,
Her
she's
performance is great.
really good. And also, the makeup in this episode's really good. But Elizabeth Sladen's husband is also in this episode.
Yeah, he's also in Deep Breath, isn't he? As the tramp that the doctor steals the coat from. Where shall we put it? Maybe good.
No, I would put it in okay.
Because I was giving it, I'd have gone straight to okay, but I thought you were like, I love this episode, but no.
No, I fancied the guy in this episode.
He's good, but he's not good enough to raise it any higher.
He's no Alan Jackson.
This one goes without saying. The Wedding of Sarah Jane Smith.
Top tier, top tier.
It's what I can't lie. It's one of my favourite pieces of Doctor Who media ever. Like
good.
anything ever. It's David Tennant is in this episode. If you haven't seen it, but it's so melodramatic, but it's so good that stop this wedding now.
God, it's so sad.
Oh, it is. Oh, it's such a good story.
Also, this is where Gwen had her wedding in Torchwood.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's correlated everywhere. The Whoniverse. Well, this is the thing. You were saying the UK has 10 actors. Doctor Who has like 5 filming locations.
Yeah, and we've
Every
been to
spin-off
all of
series.
them.
We have. Shout out to Cardiff. The next that one. Yeah, there's not too much to say because it's just a perfect episode. It's genuinely like perfect.
And it's so, you don't see her love life, and it's
sad as well. It's proper sad.
When like they like clean the attic together and they go and it doesn't happen because she wants to save the world.
Oh, it's so good. Oh, yeah. Anyway, the Eternity Trap. I'm not going to lie.
Poor.
You're going to need to remind me because I have absolutely no memory at all.
It's about ghosts, and it's in the same build. They shoot it in the same building that Amy and Rory were trapped in. You know that one.
That Amy and Rory get trapped a lot. You're going to need to be more specific.
The one where Amy's really old.
Oh, the girl who waited.
Yeah, it's filmed in that location, and it's the one good thing about this episode is I think the guy looks scary, and I also think the guy from Benidorm who's like something bad's gonna happen. That's all I can remember.
Oh, fair. Well, yeah. Let's leave it in Paul. I can't. The fact that I can't remember it, I think it's like the only episode here that I genuinely
It also doesn't have Luke for no reason. They just go Luke's away. La 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 la. That's it.
Yeah. Well. It's staying in Paul. R.I.P. the Eternity Trap. Anyway, we then get on to a banger of a story.
I love
Mona Lisa's Revenge.
We've actually been to this location.
We have. It's the same location reuse. It's Vincent and the Doctor uses this museum.
Everything.
The Big Bang and the Matt Smith finale. It's in everything,
the
basically.
50th.
Yeah. But this is a good episode. I think the writing of the Mona Lisa herself is a bit silly. Like, I get what they were going
from
for.
Yorkshire.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
where she's like, my brother.
Hey up.
Or like, I think the actress is so good though, because is her name Sarah? Is it Susan? I can't, but she's really
Don't have a clue.
famous. She's in
Is she?
Gentleman's. Yeah, she's in Gentleman's Jack. She's like really fit. She was on Graham Norton.
Mad. Speaking of which, Shooty Gatwa in 20 minutes is on Graham Norton
Is
as
he?
we're recording this. Yeah.
The Doctor Who or for Jade Farewell?
I don't know. He'll be asked about everything. There's no way he's going on and not being asked about Doctor Who.
I hope he's asked about Jade Farewell because I think she's got a very good song.
Anyway, where are we putting the Mona Lisa's Revenge?
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And then The Gift.
Also, Miriam Margolyes.
Oh my god, he's the voice of the meat as well.
It's so good. I'm going to put this on. I don't know, it's really camp, but it's so good.
I don't think it deserves the greatest. This is the Rackweed one, isn't it?
Yeah, I love the Rackweed one though. It's so funny.
Yeah.
I think it's so funny.
And I think it has a kind of good moral to it until it doesn't, because it's like, you shouldn't judge these creatures because they look like the Slovene, but actually they are evil anyway because aliens are horrible.
They do that as well with Death of the Doctor.
Yeah, they do with the, what are they called?
So it's actually, don't judge a cover by its book, but then you maybe should because it's kind of evil.
Yeah, actually do judge a cover by its book, or a book by its cover even. Yeah, The Gift. Fantastic, maybe.
Yeah, fantastic.
It's a little bit generous, but Miriam Margolyes has won me over. So.
No, but I also remember, the Rackweed, like that used to really scare me because, the bits on there.
Yeah.
It was so creepy and...
Yeah,
and the explosion at the end is amazing. No, but it's like everywhere, every crap. It's not like a Doctor Who, like, when Jackie gets black. It's like
it's a proper...
Like they filmed it 3 different angles. And it was...
That's how professional they were. They needed that take. But
and you can just see...
but that's the thing, that like the Slovene or the Blatherine, they're perfect villains for like a kid's show, because you've got the farting, which is it's funny as a kid, isn't it? You've got the threat, you've got the unique design, and then the fact that they just splatter everywhere is just iconic.
It's so good.
Oh yeah.
But that's it.
That concludes the episode today. But I hear you all asking, you've still got series 4 and 5 to rank.
4.5.
4. Yeah. Well, no, actually, we can rank where we would imaginarily have placed the episodes that never were.
Yeah.
There we go. So make sure you subscribe, like, etc. Stay up to date so you get part 2 of this video with more Elizabeth Den facts, more ranking of Sarah Jane, and go and follow Roseanna over on TikTok that isn't active anymore.
You can put don't put my Instagram actually. Just I'm here.
Yeah. Don't follow her on Instagram.
You will never see me.
Anyway, thank you very much for joining us in today's episode, Roseanna.
Oh, you're welcome.
Subscribe, like, share, etc. You know the drill. Check us out on Patreon as well. You can get exclusive updates, early videos, and exclusive videos as well. But yeah, thank you very much. Bye!